A wonderful good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here on SabioTrade for our wonderful webinar with a wonderful topic, how to become funded capital of 1 million between 6 and 12 months, or as you can see here in the screen, break into prop trading, how to access high stakes markets without upfront investment. So maybe you can give me just a technical hint if you can hear me, if you can see me, and I want to share the screen right now. Let me see. That's this one. So exactly, yeah. So you should have now the screen in front. So just a question you can type in the chat box. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is the technique still working? I guess it is. So just wait and see. I'm waiting, just working good. Yes, all good. Frank, thank you very much. Thank you for that. Okay, so then maybe it's a little bit time delayed, so you can see here. Let me say good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm really happy that we're having you here in our webinar here on SabioTrade with a very, very important topic. I want to show you today the path to become a funded capital trader with $1 million. And many other topics, really conservative strategies, risk management, money management, because this is the most important part. So are you excited? Me too. The ultimate leverage. I swear there is small leverage. We don't need any leverage to become 1 million funded capital. You will be really, really surprised. Okay, so let's go on. I hope you're doing good and you are as excited as me because we have a good job to do. And I'm really happy to be back here on the live channel of SabioTrade. I'm greeting you wherever you are. Someone is maybe at the poolside, someone is at the living room, or maybe the kitchen, or maybe you're on your phone, wherever you are. I'm really glad to have you here. Okay, break into prop trading, how to access high stakes markets without upfront investment. Let's go on. And how and let me see who and how is big money in the financial market. That's the first question we wanna know. So let me do this. It's working. Now it's working. Okay. So I want to show you a little bit the difference between trader with a small capital and trader with huge capital. And first of all, let's see and compare those two sides with each other. So first of all, we have traders with small capital. Most of the private traders are really fighting with their own private money. So maybe you have an account of $1,000, maybe $2,000, maybe $500. Yeah, that's everything what is in institutional money. We used to say everything what is lower than $100,000 is a small account. Yeah, or maybe less than 50,000 is a small account. And if you work with $1,000 or $2,000 account, it's really, really small. So investment banks and funds have completely different possibilities. So let's have a look. If you have a small account, Yeah. Greetings to everybody who is here tonight. Thank you very much for your highs in the chat. Type in the chat box. I can see it. Whatever your kind of question. We have a Q&A after the webinar for 15 minutes roundabout. So if you have any questions afterwards, then we can talk about. And you know, I have a wand with me that we can conjure your smile into your face. I can promise you, we have huge projects in the pipeline from SabioTrade, and with me, we are working on a really, really cool project to make you very, very successful. It is really live. Yeah, I am live here. Look, I'm really live. You can ask your questions. Okay, if you are a trader with a small capital, then it's a big challenge because you just can only follow one strategy. Okay, in our or in my understanding, after 25 years of experience in trading, I know there is just one strategy in trading, buy cheap and sell expensive, vice versa, sell expensive, buy back cheap. Yeah, this is what is working in trading. But there are so many rules or trading approaches. You can follow this strategy, buy cheap and sell expensive. There's trend following, there are moving averages, there are Bollinger Bands, there are indicators, oscillators, fundamental data, something like this. So many rules or approaches, or as we used to say, strategies. But if you have a small account, you have no choice. You cannot train, you cannot use different strategies, different approaches. Tomasz, greetings. Nice to see you here. You only can follow one rule, one approach. Because if you're a small account, you cannot make a diversification. Yeah? You cannot diversify your approaches because you have a small account, which bend you hence to do more than one approach. And that's the big challenge if you have a small account, 5,000, $1,000, yeah, and this is really hard. So because if your strategy of your approach is not working, maybe another approach would be better working. So if you are a huge trader, if you have a large account, maybe with 50,000, 100,000, or 200,000 on your account, then you can use different strategies. You can use different approaches. Yeah, you can make trend following. You can use maybe indicators, oscillators, whatever there is possible. If you have a large account, you can more diversify whatever you do in your trade. And that's one of the big differences. So on the other side, if you have a small account, then it's your own money, which means you're so involved in that money in your account, which means it causes very, very strong emotions. Why is it? Yeah, God's sake, it's your money. And maybe if you go to the reality and maybe you ask your family, can I use the family money? Can I use the safe money? Even you need it for the education for your kids or something like that. It's completely obvious and normal that you are highly emotionally involved in that account. And I know fear is your daily company. Fear is always around you. Yeah? Your head is around because you always feel this fear to lose your money. And if the account, if you lose money, and your account is going down, and even you lost $1,000, yeah, then go back to your wife, to your girlfriend, or your husband, or whatever there is, and tell him, I lost $1,000. What do you think happens? You know, I did it. I experienced that. I lost my family with this stupid trading because I had no teacher, I had no mentor, I traded my own money, and I lost everything. thousands of dollars, thousands of euros at that time. Yeah. And my former wife said, I cannot live with that because you lose all our money. I leave you. And I know many of you have this kind of fights with the family if you lose the family money. And that's the problem in trading, as you remember in the last videos, in the last webinars. You remember that I explained to you trading is a mathematical zero-sum game. If you trade with emotions, you must lose on the long run. You must. But that the point is, you cannot turn off your emotions. It's not possible because you're a human being, right? You cannot turn off, which means the only path to success is to control the emotion, which is so hard as long as it's your own money. If you trade with your own money, you always have the big problem that you are personally involved. So if you lose $1,000 or $2,000, you will have an argument with your family, and that's a big issue. That's a big, big challenge. And I'm happy and glad that you're here because SabioTrade and me, we offer you today very, very interesting idea to trade or root control emotion. And that's really interesting. So if you have funded money, for example, okay, there is my camera a little bit in the way, I guess. Let me see, can I turn on my camera? Can we not? Yeah, but I will tell you what is there. If you have funded money, which means you have money from a company, then you have low emotions because it's not your money. So there are restrictions, but it's not your money, which means you don't need any, there is no need to have any emotions if you trade companies' money. That's a big difference from the emotional part. And as explained to you, you can see it here a little bit in the camera. Then you will see, okay, it's not my money. I cannot lose my family money. It's company money. So too much emotions are not needed. And that's a cool thing. A very, very cool thing. So next point, if you want to earn round about 1 million and you trade with $1,000 account, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, it's practically impossible to bring your $1,000 account up to 1 million is practically and literally absolutely impossible. Absolutely impossible. On the other hand, earning thousands a day on a 1 million account is absolutely real. Because if you have a $1 million account and you make just 1% a month, that's $10,000. So can you imagine what does it mean to have 10,000 or $9,000 every month to cover your needs, your life needs, your lifestyle? Imagine this, please. And there's a big difference because if you trade with your own money, you have you are really limited in the way you can trade. If you have your own, you are involved in strong emotions. And to bring your thousand or maybe 2,000 or even $10,000 account up to 1 million with a strategy and with a proper money management, you have to admit it is practically impossible. Even you have a wand like me, you cannot conjure you. Even you are a wizard, you cannot conjure you a kind of small account up to $1 million account. Is it absolutely not possible? But earning money with a $1 million account, that's very, very impossible. That's very, very possible. So that's who and how makes money in a financial market. Do you understand right now? Or could I explain it a little bit clear that people with huge accounts are way more able to make money than private people with a small account? It's very, very and that's the reason why people with huge accounts are always more easier to make money in the market. Let's get to the next point. Risk less, earn more. And now we want to compare different account sizes, and we want to compare what happens between the different account sizes. We start with a $500 account. If you have a $500 account by any broker, then you have high profit expectation. Why is it? It's normal. It's a human being. You want to bring your $500 up to 1,000, and then you want to bring it up to 2,000 or to 3,000, 5,000, yeah, which means to do that, you need, of course, a high leverage. And that's why people use brokers with a leverage of 1 to 100, 1 to 500, 1 to 1,000, and step into the trap of a high leverage. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the leverage is not working, is just working in both directions. It's working up and down. And it's an illusion that you have a guarantee in trading, that you can make money with every single trade. It is absolutely not possible because in trading you have to work with probabilities, which means you don't have a guarantee. So, but if you have a small account, you want to bring it up very quick to a higher level. And that's why people, traders without any experience, use this kind of high leverage. Yeah? So the next point is, if you have this, how should I say, if you have a small account, then you are then you need to gamble, which means this gambling attitude is really close because you want to bring your account very quick up to a higher level, which means it's really hard, like my sign here is showing you, stick to the rules all the time. It's really, really hard. So which means we are trying to gambling, to listen to news, to trade with our feelings. Oh, maybe the price, the market is going up right now. Oh, no, it's going down right now. Yeah, you see a red candle, you click short. You see a green candle, you click long. So this is kind of gambling. Yeah? And at the end, you will see you risk $500. Now you can replace the number to your account. Maybe it's $1,000 account or maybe $5,000 account. But at the end, if you have a conservative risk management, then there is no possibility to make trading for living with a small account. And you always risk your own money. And if you come into a drawdown phase, which means you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in a row, which is absolutely possible, even you don't make any mistakes, it is possible, then your private account is going down, and then more emotions coming up. Yeah? They rise up inside of you, and then you're really forced to trade with high emotions. Let's see, for example, I have such students, for example. Now let's see, you have a private account of $50,000. For example, private money, but it's still your private money. Maybe you got a legacy from parents or your grandparents, something, or maybe you won the lottery, something like that. Maybe you got anywhere $50,000, but it's still your private account. So what happens? Of course, if you have a bigger amount, your expectations are not that high because you know if you just make 1% profit of $50,000, yeah, then you know, okay, it's cool, it's just 500, 1%, yeah, $500. Yeah, and $500 every month is a lot of money. So which means you have moderate profit expectations, very moderate expectations if you have a bigger account, but it's still your money. And if you have a bigger account, yeah, then you don't use bigger leverage because you don't want to risk too much money because it's a big account, $50,000. So you have moderate or small leverage, maybe 1 to 30, 1 to 10, 1 to 20, maybe 1 to 50, around about that. Yeah? So it's cool. So you see the difference. It's always better to have a bigger account from the feeling, from the emotions, and from the facts, by the way. Of course, if you have a big account, $50,000, for example, then you don't tend to gamble because then you learn your trading and you are kind of semi-professional attitude because it's a big account and you don't want to risk it. In a small account, you're always under fire, you're always under risk. Yeah? Because in a $50,000 account, if you think, okay, I make maybe 1 or 2% every week, or maybe every month, you make 2%, and it's $1,000. So you don't need to gamble. You have more possibilities to trade with your $50,000 account. Semi-professional attitude. But, and that's the red one, that's the big red light, bad thing. At the end, you risk $50,000 because it's still your account. It's still your private money, which means you're always under risk with your $50,000. And now imagine you come to us and please stay until the end of this session because I have a cool present for you today. Because just only today in this webinar, we have a very, very cool discount. We discussed it and we say, come on, today we start with a cool new project and we will give it to you. So stay until the end because I have a really, really cool present for you. So, and now imagine you got a $50,000 account from SabioTrade. No, it's not your money. Huh? So what happens? Of course, also moderate profit expectation because it's a $50,000 account. Yeah, same like your private money, but you don't risk your own money. So which means it's enough if you think, okay, 1 or 2% every month, which is absolutely realistic, means $1,000. And come on, guys, if you have $1,000 more every month, I guess your life become way easier. Think about it. How would your life change? How would your life change when you have $1,000 more every month? What do you think? Does it change or not? I'm quite sure your life gets changed the moment you have $1,000 on your account every month more. So that means if you compare it to, for example, if you compare it with a 500 account, you have high expectations because you need to bring it up to 1,000, which means you cannot earn $1,000 every month with a $500 account. Yeah? It's way easier if you have a huge account because 1, yeah, or 2% is enough to make around about $1,000 every month. But it's still your private money. But it's funded money, which means you get money from SabioTrade, 50,000. Why you should have high expectations? Keep it low. Yeah? 1 or 2% every month brings you $1,000 every month on your account. How cool is that? Just think about it. Okay, you also need to use a high leverage because it's a huge account of $50,000. Small leverage because it's enough to make 1 or 2% every month. So then, of course, you got professional attitude. Why? Because it's not your money. It's funded capital from SabioTrade. So which means you can get an education. Yeah? You can have a mentor like me or colleagues. Yeah? And you have time because we don't have any time limits here at SabioTrade, which means everything can come down. So which means you have a long time to trade with the funded capital. It's very, very interesting and important. So, and finally, yeah, you see please in the chat because the camera is here and I cannot switch the camera. So that's a little bit stupid, but I show it. The only risk what you have here at SabioTrade is $298. $289 because that is your risk. Why? Because $289 is your fee. You have to pay to get a $50,000 account. And this is the only risk you have to trade with us with Sabio Trade. Compare it. In your private account, you always risk your full account. And it's if the account is done because you blow it up, it's done. If you have a huge account, you still risk your private money. If you lose $1,000, just 1,000, then it's gone. $1,000 is gone. If you lose 10,000, $10,000 are gone. They are definitely gone. But here with SabioTrade, it's the only risk your fee of 289. And I show you how you can avoid blow the account and to get to 1 million. How does that sound? I think it's cool. So let's go on. Okay, let's see how it works. Basically, we can say trading with a larger capital is basically safer than trading with a small one. I hope you got it and you understood what I tried to explain. It's always easier and way safer to have a larger capital with your private small account. Trading with companies' money is psychologically easier than trading with your own money since you do not have your own trading risk, right? The only risk is the fee you have to pay that you got $50,000 from SabioTrade. It's we should not underestimate our brain because we are always dealing with our emotions, which means from the mentally part, from the psychologically part, it is way easier to trade with company's money than with your own money. So, and that is always the big difference. Always the big difference. Doesn't matter if you trade with 20,000, 200,000, or 100,000. It's always easier because here on the side you risk your own money. You're always engaged with your emotions. Here on the company's side, there are no emotions needed because it's company's money and it's limited. And the only risk is just for your fee. Why do you demand fee for entry in SabioTrade? It's not sufficient additional. The recording is available later. Why do you demand fee for entry? Everything costs money. Yeah. But we can give the question to SabioTrade for the moment. Yeah. Okay, let's come back. Trading and profit share. So, for example, you see 10,000 if you make profit of $10,000. Yeah. So then you have in different months, you need month and month to get the money. 2,500, 1,500, 3,000, and 3,000. Yeah. Together, 10,000. Yeah. If you trade with SabioTrade and you reach your target and you get 10,000, then you have a withdrawal of 9,000 and just 1,000 get to SabioTrade. And it's a big, big difference. So which means every month you make with $1 million account, 10%, which means, or 1%, sorry, 10,000. 9,000 for you, 10,000 is for SabioTrade. So it's better to have 1 month this, and 1 month this, and 1 month this, and 1 month this. It's always better to have always the same. But it's also possible. You can pay out every month whatever you earn. And the profit share is always 90 to 10. We go deeper in that point. So let's come to the point how to become a Sabio trader. So you go to the homepage and you will find this slide, SabioTrade.com. So, and I have a surprise for you. So just stay until the end. So here you see the premium one, it's 50,000 K. $50,000, and you have to pay just $289, no more, just 50,000. And I give you a cool strategy to get 1 million. So which means we have a small leverage of 1 to 30, as you can see here. The profit target is 10%, which means it's $5,000. So the daily loss you can risk is 3%. The maximum loss is 6%, and the profit payout is 80%. And the coolest thing ever is if you pass the assessment, you get your 289 back from SabioTrade. This requires a real account. I have to explain this a little bit more carefully because the payout of 80% is after the assessment. If you do this, the 50,000, then it's a demo account because you get real money from SabioTrade. After you pass the assessment, you get an account of real money. It's not demo, it's funded money from SabioTrade of real money of 50K. First of all, you have to pass the assessment. In the assessment, there is no payout, of course. But after you got 10%, you reach the target with the assessment, with the test, with the demo account, you get 50,000 real money. And after that, you can pay out whenever you want. And then you get back your money of 289. And that's a big, big difference to all the other prop trading firms around. Most of them has this scaling plan, which means from 50 to 100 to 100 to 2,000, but it's not the real money. It's demo account. It's still demo money. Believe me, all the other prop trading companies have not real money, maybe less, but most of them just working all the time with demo account. Not here at SabioTrade. Once you pass the assessment, you get a real account of 50K. And then you can make your payouts 80%. That's a big difference. You also can say, okay, let's take a gold. Yeah, and I want to have 100,000. Then of course you have to pay 479. Or you say, no, let's trade. I want to have 200K from the beginning, yeah, 10%, and then you come to the real money and also pay out 90%. And you get back $939. This is really, really cool. But let's talk about the risk of daily risk. We'll come back to that to this very important point. So, how is this working? How to become a Sabio trader? So, once you push the button, get funded, Sabio has no restrictions to reach the target. No, I will explain. I come to this point back. Thank you for this question. So once you push the button for get funded, you come to the checkout details. You fill in your name, your email address, yeah, and then you know you have to pay the 298, for example, yeah, or whatever there is. Then you pay. You choose your payment method, like Visa card, Mastercard, or whatever you can use there. And the next point is then you got an email from SabioTrade with your welcome email with your details of your account to log in, to download the Sabio platform, which is really, really cool. And then you can start with your trading, with your assessment. You will log in your account, you get the details, login details, and then you can start with your own trading without any limitations. That's the cool point. So let's come to the limitations, to the facts. How is Sabio Trade? So first of all, yeah, you can choose between the different products. Premium, gold, and platinum. And really, today I have a discount for you for a huge account of 200,000 K. We have a cool surprise for you. Wait until the end. Just wait a little bit. So, no monthly profit plans. Once you pass the assessment, and once you got the real funded money, you always can make a payout all the time. Whenever you made profit on your funded capital, whenever there is, yeah, then you can make a payout whenever you want. And the plan and the profit share is always, yeah, 80% for you, or in the platinum product, 90% for you, and 10% for Savio Trade. There's just only one thing I need to mention that you hear it. In the beginning, as you can see here, in the beginning, you have a maximum drawdown of 6% with the real money, also with the assessment, by the way. But we're talking about the real money because I guess I'm quite sure you can handle the assessment and you reach the real money. So In the beginning, 6%. If you lose 6%, you're out. You have to start again with the assessment. But I show you the next slides how you can make it impossible to reach that loss. It's really, really cool. If you understand that part. It's really, really cool. So, but be careful. Once you are in profit with the real account, and once you make a payout, the 6% is going up. You cannot lose more than the funded capital. So it means if you make a payout, you should never pay out everything in the beginning. You should ever leave a kind of margin between 200K and 6%. Yeah? Be careful with that, because if you fall below 200K after your first payment of your first withdrawal, you get out. That's very important. But that's the point why we need to talk about risk management and money management. Very important that you hear that. But it's so cool when you do this like we offer for you. So that's the reason why we say basically no monthly profit plans. We have no restrictions what kind of trading strategy you use. No restrictions. You can be a trend follower like me. You can be scalping. You can make scalping. You can 1 minute, whatever it is. We have no restrictions. The only restrictions are the daily loss and the maximum loss. What you do in your account is just you. The only thing what is not allowed is robots. Robots are not allowed in at SabioTrade. Otherwise, every serious trader don't use any robots. Do it manually, as every experienced trader is doing also. So trade anytime and any assets you want. Forex, currencies, yeah, whatever you want, you can trade whatever you want. Forex, 30 pairs. Commodities, 3 pairs. Indices, 12 assets. We have stocks, 167 stocks. Apple, Amazon. You can trade even the stocks when you want. We have 22 ETFs, and we have cryptos, 8 different currencies. So that's a wide range of assets and products you can trade, which is really, really cool. So now determining the optimal risk per trade to avoid that you get out of the system. Let's see how it is working. We have any risk management requirements because it's real money from funded capital from SabioTrade. They don't they cannot risk too much because it's real money. No one wants to risk everything. Yeah, I guess you understand. So we have a daily loss limit of 3%. If you reach the level, yeah, you cannot trade for that day. Yeah? We have a maximum loss of 6%. Then you are out. And we have a profit target of 10%. So if you risk per trade, and now this is mathematical thing, if you risk per trade 0.2%, you can have 15 losing trades in a row per day until you risk your 3% daily loss. So show me a strategy you can lose 15 trades in a row. Yeah, it is possible, but if you know what you do, if you have a teacher, if you have a mentor, then you will never have 15 losing trades in a row if you risk 0.2%. And listen to me, you need to breach the drawdown of 6%, 30 losing trades in a row. This is almost impossible. This is almost impossible. Yeah, and profit target are 10%. So if you have a cool approach, like me, trend following, buy cheap and sell it expensive, and we have in trend following, This is what you learn in my community, in my online course. Yeah, you get also discount if you text me. Um, we have 70% hit quote, which is absolutely impossible to have 15 losing trades in a row. If you just have a cool strategy, it's absolutely impossible. And now we have two very, very, yeah, risk-free options. A cool approach, like trend following, for example, but you can do whatever you want. This is what I teach to my students. And now a cool risk management. Huh? Let's see how this is working. So a successful strategy with conservative risk management. So let's assume, yeah, we have a profit loss ratio from 2 to 1, which means two, uh, two winners, one loser. So which means we have a win rate of 50-50. No, sorry, profit loss. We assume and we say calculating a profit loss 2 and 1. But we have a win rate of 50-50. In trend following, like I teach my students, it's 70-30. But let's assume really conservative 50-50. So if we risk or if we assume a profit per trade of 0.4%, which is, by the way, in my 50,000 account, just $200. And we risk just 0.2%. And that means, okay, maybe you're a day trader, we can make 3 trades per day. That means we have 66 trades per month. You can replace the numbers, maybe not per day, maybe every 2 days or every week, yeah, because we don't have any time limits at SabioTrade. It's just an assumption here. It's just a calculation what you can do. So, which means 50-50. We make 66 trades per month. 50% are profitable with 0.4%, which means 33 trades. We lose also we lose also 50%, 33 trades. And that means at the end of the calculation, we made 33 trades, multiply with 0.4 profit, means we make every month 32% every month. But we have also the losers, but we have a profit loss of 2. 1, losses are 0.2%, which means 33 multiplied with 0.2 means 6.6%. And that means we have a net profit after 1 month of 6.7%. And now think about a $50,000 account. And that means at the end, we need just 1.5 months on average, to make 10% profit. Which means if you do this, maybe you are a day trader, for example, with this conservative risk management, you reach the assessment after 1.5 months. And now imagine you have me as your teacher. You are in my community and we do it together. I accompany you. I teach you. How does that sound? And that's the way, like the Mandalorian says, that's the way, huh, to complete the challenge. So, but we have another strategy with another risk management. Let's say we have a ratio 1 and 1. Yeah? So with a win rate of 65 to 35. Yeah? So like trend following is like 70-30. But we have profit loss 1 and 1. Yeah? We take exactly the same. Profit 0.2%, like $100 or the $50,000 account. Risk also $100 or 0.2%. We need in this point, but we need 5 trades per day. You can replace it with month or weekly, whatever there is. Yeah? If you trade like me in hourly chart, for example, and 5 trades per week, is also possible. Absolutely. This is what we are doing in my DAO community. Yeah? So that means we have 110 trades per month. Profitable are 65%. 72 trades are profitable, and 38 trades are not profitable. But we have a ratio 1 and 1, 0.2, 0.2. Yeah? So that means we make a profit of 44%, but we have a good win rate, like in trend following 70-30 or 65-35. Yeah, that means we lose just 7.6%. Yeah, patience seems to be the key. Exactly, that's the point. This is why you need, by I suppose, to have a teacher or community. You do it together. Yeah? So, and that means in average, you have net profit of 6.8% per month, which brings us to the conclusion. Always, also after 1.5 months, or let's say 2 months, you reach the assessment of 10%, and then you get real money. Even you have a ratio of 1 to 1. And let's make it really worse. Let's make it really worse. And let's say we have a profit loss of 1.122, which means we need a win rate of 75-25, which means our winners are way higher than the loser trades. But we have a negative profit loss ratio. That means, for example, we have a profit of 0.1, so let's say $50, yeah, at 50,000. We risk $100, 0.2%. That means we need 10 trades per day, per week, per month. You don't have any time limits again. And that means 200 trades per week, a month, whatever there is. Yeah. So calculation, 200 trades multiplied 75% are profitable means 165 trades. Losers, 55 trades. Yeah. Because we have a high win rate, hit quote, probability. Yeah. That means with the profit trades, you make 65%, and with the losers, you lose 11%. And at the end, you have a net profit of 5.5 per month. You see, even you have a negative profit loss ratio. If you have a brutal, hard trade management, you cannot reach the level of daily loss or your month or the maximum loss. It is impossible. You need to understand that, which means we need run about 2 months, an average, to make 10% on profit. Now, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be really interesting because we want to have 1 million. How is that way? How to turn $50,000 into 1 million? Are you excited? Oh, me too. Believe me, I love it because it's really so cool. SabioTrade is the only prop trading company who offers such a cool thing like this one. Okay, we have the different accounts. Let's say we start with 50K because you say, okay, I can afford 289. Maybe you want to come to my community, that's 799. Maybe let's say you have $1,000. Yeah. So now you can choose between platinum product, 939, or you can say, no, I need company, I need support. I want to have Markus as my teacher. Let's come to his company for 1 year, for example, it's 799. But that's just an option. You don't need, but the last days, 5 or 6 of my students reached the assessment. That was really, really cool. I love it. I can show you, I can prove it, but not today, maybe next time. Yeah. So 289. Let's see that. 289. Yeah. So we need for 1 million, we need 5 accounts of $200,000, right? 200,000 multiplied 5 is 1 million. How to get 1 million? Because if you want to have 5 accounts with 200 accounts, you need $939 multiplied with 5 is 4,000, almost $700. Less people have that fee of almost $5,700. How we can use it right now? Okay, let's see. We start with a 50K account. You pay 289. That's not a big deal. Yeah? So then you complete the assessment. After, as I showed you with the risk management and with my company, for example, you will reach it after 1.5 or maybe 2 months. Complete the assessment. And then you get the funded money of 50,000 after the assessment. Yeah? So to get $4,700 to have 5 accounts of 200K, we need 5,000, we need 5,700. So how do you do? Do you remember with the risk management, you have around about 6% in 1.5 months. That means 3,000 every month. After 2 months, you have $6,000 with the $50,000 account. It's really, really simple. You need 1.5 months, and then you get the payment and the share of 80%. After one or say, let's say 2 months. Yeah, let's say 2 months. Then you have a share of 6,000, and 80% is yours. It's exactly $4,000. And this is your money. You get the 289 back. You have a share because you, after next 2 months, with this risk management, with our house strategy, for example, you reach after next 2 months the target. And let's say in average, you make 6% every month, not 10%, because the 10% is just for the first assessment. After you get the real money, no one cares how much money you make. 1%, 2%, it's your funded money. Yeah? The 10% is just for the assessment. And with the risk management, let's say we make an average 6% a month. After 2 months, 6% of 50,000 is $3,000. After 2 months, you have 6,000. And then you make the payout of 80%, that's 4,800K. And with that 4,800K, you can cover 5 accounts of 200,000K. Then you got the 1 million, which means after around about 4 months, you can have the money to get 5 accounts of 200K, pay a fee of 4,695. You need 2 months more than we are at 6 months to get the assessment, to pass the assessment with 5 accounts, which means you can open 5 accounts at SabioTrade. You trade in 5 accounts exactly the same. You pass the 50K because you have your strategy, trend following, yeah, your rules, something like that. And with this strict risk management I showed you, you cannot blow up the account. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. And after 6 months, in average, yeah, it depends on you. In average, you reach the 1 million of real funded money. Maybe it needs 1 year. Who cares? But then you have 1 million real account. And now let's assume 1 month later, month number 7 or maybe 8, 1% of 1 million, you can make a payout, $10,000. And that means, yeah, complete the assessment on 5, accounts after 2 months. And that means you start earning money with 1 million account. Guys, this is so impressive. And it's really not that complicated. If you, instead of using your own money, take the money, open an assessment. Maybe you want to work with me. Come to my community if you want, and we do it together. It's easier because you can ask me what to do, and we do it together. And that's the great deal for tonight. But now let's make a conclusion, and then I have a great gift for you. So let's make the conclusion. Large capital and conservative risk bring long-term profits. Small capital, large leverage bring just only. It's more reasonable to trade with the company's money without risking your own money. Take your own money to pay the fee and to invest in your education. It's way better to risk your own money. It makes no sense. 1 million under management brings the 289 back and also the rest. And then you can earn money with a $1 million account. And this is the way, ladies and gentlemen, how you can start your career as a successful trader. How does that sound for you? And now, ladies and gentlemen, now here's the present for me from SabioTrade for you. I can stop it here right now because here we go. Oh, wait a moment. That's my mouse. So, and that means we have a discount tonight for you. If you want to have, if you want to have the 200,000K instead of starting with the 50K, and you say you want to start with the 200,000K, that's 939 euros. Yeah, we have a discount for you. Use the discount, the code, write it down for you. It's one, sorry, it's 1 million. If you order, if you order, if you order the 200K account at SabioTrade, there is a discount code, and this is 1 million. If you type it, then you have a discount of 30%, which means you have to pay not 939, you have just to pay 657. How cool is that? And the money you can save, you can say, okay, let's order the online course from Markus, or come to my community, and this is, guys, how trading is working. And then we can really do it together. Come on, guys, you have to admit that's really, really cool, right? Okay, so let me see your questions. Some people complain that accounts are closed even when they do not reach 3% daily loss. Not in SabioTrade. If there is something, you always can call, you always can get to the support. I didn't make this experience. I cannot confirm that. Furthermore, they do not have the possibility to contest because once the account is closed, they do not have the possibility to apply for approve. I don't know what you mean. The strategy is really clear. Yeah? If you find something to complain, you will always find something. Yeah, yeah, you can read many reviews, but maybe you should try it by your own. If you read some reviews from other brokers or other companies, you will read exactly the same. And believe me, many brokers or many prop trading companies went bankrupt because they cannot make the payouts. SabioTrade is a real company and a serious company. So, and I'm standing here and I would not make such webinars because I'm a trader with 25 years of experience. Believe me, I would not have a cooperation with a partner I would not trust. Believe me, I would stop it immediately. But I was in Cyprus. I know the guys from SabioTrade. I work with them every day. I have my own accounts here at SabioTrade. I have nothing to complain. Huh? Okay, exactly. We have not so many competitors because the strategy of SabioTrade, yeah, is the point that you get real money. I have two others running with two other brokers, and you have the scaling plan. 50, then you get the next level and the next level and the next level, even up to 2 million. But the point is, it's not real money. It's not real money. And that's the interesting part. Here in Sabio, just the assessment is demo account. Once you just make the assessment, you get real money. And this is original in the whole industry. Yeah? So trust me, if there is any problem, I'm quite sure you'll find a cool solution. Yeah? This way, second time attending this Zoom meeting about SabioTrade. So, however, that was my part. I was a little bit late, but I want to explain this how you can get to 1 million farmer capital. I'm looking forward to see you maybe in my course, maybe my company. If you send me an email, you will find me on YouTube also. You'll find me online on my Dowhow trading.com homepage. If you want to come to my community, I will give you a discount also. But now, get funded as a trader of SabioTrade with a discount of 1 million at the code, and you can save 30%. Let's do it now and start your trading career together. And let's make the world to a better place together. Thank you for your attention. I wish you all the best. We see each other. And as always, have courage and be kind. And may the force of the logic be with you. See you next time.